reconvene the
June
17th County Board meeting at 5:55 on July 8th. We'll start with roll call.
Sherry Bartelt. Here. Jeff Carlisle. Ryan Curry.
Here.
Freddie De La Trinidad.
Here.
Sarah Gieske. Carl Johnson.
Here.
Ray Larson.
Here.
Rodney Riley.
Here.
Phil Robertson.
Here.
Steve Schabacher.
Here.
Jonathan Van Laar. Dave Wiltsey.
Here.
I had the wrong agenda, so. Okay.
Because we had previously moved it to 17.
What is it?
0.0.
I'm sorry, 17.0. And it is.
All right. The Division of Election Precincts per 10 ILCS 5/1-2.
11-2.
There you go.
Agenda item 17.0.
Okay. So who do I turn
There's
it to?
unresolved.
Tricia?
Sure.
Okay.
Good job.
So as the board is aware, we had numerous discussions regarding the precinct division and being in compliance with 10 ILCS 511/2. And we did propose last time a resolution to direct the county clerk to, at a later date, provide to the board the map to be voted on regarding the precinct lines after we have the information from the census to do the congressional and legislative redistricting, sorry. So the purpose is to make sure that we have all the information, draw the correct maps, and get the county districts and then the precincts fit into those districts. As everyone recalls, this is not the normal way these events roll out. Usually the census data is due from the federal government, like March or April, and then the county code has us do this in June or July. And because of COVID, the federal government did not provide the census data in a timely fashion, and so everything got pushed back. The resolution you see before you, we believe, is in compliance with the statute. In addition, there are other counties in Illinois that are doing this resolution as well. I don't anticipate this is going to always be how we handle these matters, but just in light of everything that's happened with this year, it just puts us in a unique situation. So I think, again, we're going to be in compliance with the statute because if everyone remembers, the primary is not until June of next year. So at one of the special board meetings coming up, we're going to talk about what kind of data we're going to use to do our maps, if we're going to use the ACS or wait for the census data. But it's something that's going to happen in the next couple of months. It's not anticipated that we're going to wait till the end of the year to get this done. So I don't know if anyone has any questions specifically to Julie and I about the resolution that's before you.
I move the adoption of Resolution 21-16.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wiltsey, seconded by Mr. Robinson. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything further?
One last motion.
Ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wilkin, second by Mr. Curry. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
The new record. The new meeting record. Committee of the Whole Finance meeting for Thursday, July 8th, order at 6 PM. I guess I get to do roll call, don't I? Start with roll call. Carl Johnson here. Sherry Geeske. Jonathan Van Laar. Dave Wiltsey.
Here.
Ray Larson. Here. Steve Schabacher. Here. Jeff Carlisle will not be here. Ryan Curry. Here. Bill Robertson.
Here.
Sherry Bartelt.
Here.
Rodney Riley.
Here.
Freddie De La Trinidad.
Here.
Next up, I'd ask for a motion to approve the Committee of the Whole meeting minutes from July 1st.
Make a motion.
The Administration Committee. Motion by Mr. Curry, seconded by Mr. Larson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, do we have any changes to the agenda at all?
None this evening.
Next, I'd ask for a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Schabacher, seconded by Mr. Robertson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comments. Any public comments? Seeing none. Treasurer, Mr. Newport, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I have a lot for you tonight. We'll just go over the monthly treasurer's report. You see that the fund balances, generally speaking, are up. That is mostly to the second property tax distribution that happened in early June. Investment pool, that you see that the weighted average interest rate actually took a tick up a little bit from 0.35 to 0.38. I did buy, $6 or $7 million worth of CDs in early June. That was a combination of new money from property taxes and some money that had in some money market accounts and not yielding very well. So I was, I guess, generally pleased with the rates I got from the banks. I think I mentioned this last month. Rates mostly in the 0.3 to 0.35 neighborhood for CDs of give or take 18 months. So interest rates seem to be stable for the time being, I guess would be the bottom line on that. And looking at our fund balances, you see that all of the funds for which we levy property taxes are now in the black, with one exception, and that is the Tort Fund. The largest expense from the Tort Fund is our annual premium for insurance, liability insurance mostly. And that payment is made in December at the beginning of our fiscal year. So it's common for the Tort Fund to spend a good portion of the year in the red until the property tax revenue comes in to prop that back up. So the Tort Fund is still negative $94,000. The rest of the funds for which we levy property taxes are now in positive territory. That's really all I have to report, other than a fair warning for next month. July is a 3-paycheck month. So that will mean an additional, each payroll is, give or take $450,000. July is going to be an expensive month because of that, and there won't be any property tax distributions this month. So the numbers will probably tend to go the other direction for July. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for the treasurer? Thank you very much, Mr. Newport. Have a good evening. Admin, monthly financial report, Mr. Streed.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to give the June 2021 monthly financial report. Not a lot to report on this month. Revenues continue to perform really well. The total revenues for the general fund, less the local cure money, are up 15% year over year. So again, The general fund is really performing well from a revenue side. I'll talk about sales tax here in a minute. As far as expenditures, we're up 4% when you take out the election equipment from FY 2020. So pretty much right where we would expect to be at this point of the year. I did want to highlight, so Kevin, if you could, the last page of the financial report. If you remember, County Board, so last month I talked about the June sales tax disbursements were a new monthly record. And so July's just were today, and we actually beat that last month's record again. So 348 last month and 348,000, and then roughly 357,000 this month. So there's a lot of chatter. I know the treasurer addressed it last month as well, but the state of Illinois changed the way that they call it leveling the playing field with retailers. And so there's going to be a change in those sales taxes come in either as local use tax, which we have seen huge bumps in over the last year or so. So there's a lot of speculation that what we're seeing here the last couple of months is really that leveling the playing field, which went into effect in January. That's finally coming to fruition. And so we're seeing that money come in on the sales tax side as opposed to the use tax side. So we'll continue to watch it as we get more information from the state and also from some of the other counties that we engage with on some of these issues. But thought that was interesting. Again, just a really big month for sales tax. I did want to touch on as well. So every month I like to put up the state of Illinois. There's a commission on governmental forecasting and accountability that the state puts out. And so on board docs, you'll see that document up there posted. You might have heard in the news, but on page 9 of that document as well, it talks about some good news coming from Springfield as far as the state's outlook rating for the state's bond credit rating was actually bumped up. So it was bumped. The Moody's rating was bumped from Baa3 up to Baa2 for the state of Illinois. So that's I think good news for the state, and also when you look at the county's bond scores, the bond rating, it's always something with local governments that they look at the state and look at the volatility of the state that the local government is in and how that could impact our financial health moving forward. So that could be good news for the county moving forward. Just to give everyone, some of the new board members weren't here, but in 2018, the county's rating was downgraded, but we're Aa3, which is still considered high quality, very low credit risk, a really good score. So we'll continue to watch that, those ratings, and maybe the state upgrade will have an impact on our rating as well. Other than that, I don't have anything else for June, and am happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Mr. Street? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next up, it's Project Kelly Development Incentives. Ms. Fettis, first off, Pam, have you heard any news from them?
Actually, I have a couple of representatives on the phone. But first I wanted to kind of introduce you. Project Kelly was one of those projects that we've been talking about for several months. It was a food processing company that's seeking a location for their distribution warehouse. We are in the competing for this project still. We feel that we're very close. We at securing a location, and there's two representatives from Scannell, Dan Harrington and Chris Carnella, that will be making a presentation and giving you a little bit more detail about this project.
Hey, yeah, this is Chris Carlino. Are you able to hear me here?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, we've got Dan Harrington on the line as well, and I believe Ann Peterson. She may be the other phone number on here. So yeah, we're working closely with Pam and the City of Belvedere on this Project Kelly here. We're very close, I think, to being able to provide a little more information on this tenant, but at this point we're keeping it Project Kelly and keeping it pretty high level. So what's the setup there? I have a pretty quick presentation just to kind of introduce you to Skinnell Properties and Dan and myself, some of our experience and that sort of thing. Is there a screen share I can jump onto, or what's the?
We're already sharing the presentation.
Oh,
So-
it's already up. Got it. Okay, Pam, you're the one I'm seeing on film or on the screen here, so I wasn't sure what was pulled up there. So we've got, so I guess just some content here. I'm not sure what you guys are looking at, but I'll just kind of roll through it here. So we've got a quick overview of Skinnell, some relevant experience, and then a quick Project Kelly overview to run through. These first couple of slides are really just information about Skinnell Properties, who we are, what we do, where we're located, that sort of thing. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So we, I guess, who's on the phone here? This is, again, Chris Carlino. I'm a development associate. I work through the entitlement processes with build-to-suit tenants and then also on speculative developments in the Midwest region. Dan Harrington's on the phone as well. He's a development manager, does similar roles as me. Technically, I work for Dan, so he's the true boss man here. But you have the two of us on the phone, and then Ann is with Atlas. She's been working closely with Pam and this tenant on incentive packages and just some high-level information for us. So that's a little bit about who is on the phone. You've got, I guess I'm on slide 3 here. You've got a little bit of information about some of our office locations where we've been working in the past, some of our, information on volume and scale about what we've done the last couple of years. Moving to the next one. Again, just some more information about where we've been. We've been in 48 states now, Canada. We've moved over into Western Europe as well on build-to-suit and speculative development, industrial development, and we're well over 100 million square feet at this point. So one thing that we take a lot of pride in is relationships. A lot of our, as you see here, 60% of our work is repeat work. Clients that we've worked with in the past have had good experiences with us, come back to us and say, when it's time to do another, when we need to develop again, we want to work with you guys. So we take a lot of pride in that, in those partnerships that we develop. So that's something we like to focus on. And then you can see we're well capitalized. We like to do a lot of things in-house. It helps us move quicker through processes. And we're a little less cumbersome than other developers might be. So again, just some high-level information on Skinnell Properties and who we are and what we bring to the table there. Going down to the next slide, this is just kind of a laundry list here of some repeat clients that we've worked with in the past. A lot of them that we, again, are doing work with now. We're doing scheduling work with, just kind of a nice core group of mixed-use Fortune 500 type of companies. Next slide is a map, which we need to update here. We need to include some different countries, and we have a couple states that we're missing here too, but this just kind of shows you how, we're really across the country, north, south, east, and west. So even middle America, we hit some of the tornado valley there. So we're all over the place, and it's just a representation of where we go and how far we go. Next two slides are just a couple of different projects, relevant projects to this Project Kelly. The project that we're proposing and working through the process on would be a warehouse distribution type of facility. Similar look to this. There are still a lot of details that are being worked through in the next weeks and months to come here, but these are the type of projects and facilities that you could expect to see should we be able to land this development here. And then the last slide, the proposed Project Kelly slide, this is the information that we do have and are able to share with you. So like I said, it's a warehouse and distribution type facility. We have, dock doors and trucks and storage of goods, essentially. The size is, base building is currently designed as 1.3 million square feet with an expansion space up to 1.7 million square feet. That could be in one expansion phase or two expansion phases. We're still working through those kinds of details. The amount of land right now we can discuss, it's approximately 175 acres. It's currently located in Boone County. The tenant is a US-based Fortune 500 company. The overall investment currently as designed is $100 million plus. That's land and development, all things included. That number obviously goes up as expansion space is filled and those sorts of things are taken into account. We were able to confirm just in the last couple of days that they're currently planning or anticipating 100 to 120 full-time employees at this specific location. Again, that number is subject to change with expansion space. Obviously, that can grow. As long as we can keep everything on schedule on our side and hopefully continue to work with Pam and her team and everybody else involved here, we're targeting a Q4 2021 start, and we're anticipating 10 to 12 month construction schedule. So right around a year once we get on site and start moving. And then, as we discussed, we would be the developer and owner, and then we would hire out a general contractor for the construction work. So we would have kind of three parties when it came down to it. So that's the high level information we can bring to you guys today, and that's what we've got. Last slide there is just a thank you for hearing us out, letting us join this last second. I know we were a very last second edition, but wanted to say thank you and see if you guys had any preliminary or high level questions that we may or may not be able to answer right now.
Questions? All right, seeing none, thank you very much. Pam, anything that you want to add?
Well, I wanted to share, we also shared some financial information. We have submitted we feel is a very competitive incentive package to include some of the recommendations and requests that we're asking for Boone County, and very helpful for staff and Chairman for helping us put this together. But this is something that we are in the future will be asking for support in order for us to help secure this project and make it economically feasible for them to be in Boone County.
Okay, any questions or comments for Pam? All right, thank you very much. Appreciate the information and the update. Whoops, I'm sorry, Ms. Bartel.
Yes.
The 175 acres, is that located like northern part, Boone County, central, southern, or?
And we're not liberty to say, all we can say is that it's located in Boone County. And we are working with the city of Belvedere as well.
Okay, fine, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything further? Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Thank you to the representatives of Scanell if they're still on the line.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you again. Appreciate your time.
Next up, state's attorney's salary cost of living adjustment. Kevin, what do we got here?
Tonight we have for board consideration to forward the county board increase salary for state's attorney. That salary is funded partially by the state, and actually I believe they go back to 1988 for the county's portion. So the COLA for the state's attorney is actually 100% funded by the state because we're only entitled to pay the salary that we paid since 1988. So it'll be a 2.5% increase per the state. Salary will increase from $178,960 to $183,434 effective July 1st, 2021.
Okay, I have a motion to.
So moved.
Second. By Mr. Wiltsey, second by Mr. Curry. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, public defender, cost of living.
So tonight, again, before the board, Forge County Board is a cost living adjustment increase for the public defender by state statute is county state's attorney's salary increase. We must increase the public defender's salary in order to receive reimbursement from the state. So counties don't have to increase it, but then you would have to fund the public defender salary at 100%. That salary is funded by the state at about 66.67% as well. So in this case, the increase is not a 100% funded by the state, but the county would have to pick up a little bit of that, which is just a third. So it's about a $1,300, a little bit over. I think I'm about $10 off on my estimate here, but it's a little over $1,300 from the general fund. And that'll be effective July 1 as well, 2021.
As for motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wiltsey. Second. Second by Mr. Curry. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, intergovernmental reports. Or informational, I'm sorry, of course, any correspondence?
We have one from the county engineer. We will have on the board agenda next week, a Denny Road Bridge project resolution agreement for approval. So we just wanted to include that in correspondence for this meeting because we didn't have it in time to actually have on the agenda, but it'll be under new business for the board's agenda next week.
Okay. Mr. Crone, did you want to say anything about it or just? Okay. Any questions or comments from board members? If not, take a look at the info and go from there. All right. Anything on UCCI?
Nothing further.
Okay, reapportionment discussion. I think we just
We have a
basically
special.
kind of, yeah.
Yep.
Any board member comments? No need for an executive session?
Nope.
Wow. This is kind of cool. Just hang and chat for a while, maybe we can order pizzas? I know.
Don't mess it up.
There we go.
Jinx this stuff.
One last motion for this meeting.
So moved to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Wiltsey, seconded by Mr. Schubacher. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That meeting is adjourned.
Can we run a loop?
Oh, yeah.
We need to go into executive at this one, right?
We'll
say-
start the meeting, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be exciting.
All right, thank you, everyone. I'd like to call to order the special Boone County Board meeting of Thursday, July 8th at 6:32 PM. We will start with a pledge and then a quick invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you be with us here this evening as we do the business of our community. We ask that you be with all our servicemen and women abroad who protect our freedoms and fight for our way of life. In your name we pray. Amen. Roll call, please.
Sherry Bartel. Here. Jeff Carlisle. Ryan Curry.
Here.
Freddie De La Trinidad.
Here.
Jerry Geeske. Carl Johnson.
Here.
Rick Larson.
Here.
Rodney Riley.
Here.
Bill Robertson.
Here.
Steve Schabacher.
Here.
Jonathan Van Laar.
Here.
Dave Wiltsey.
Here.
I'd ask for a motion to approve the agenda. Make that motion. Second. By Mr. Curry, second by Mr. Van Laar. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have no minutes to approve. Any public comment? We have no appointments. I'd ask for a motion to go into executive session regarding litigation.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wiltsey, second by Mr. Larson. Roll call, please.
Jeff Carlisle is not here. Ryan Curry.
Here. Yes? Maybe yes. Yeah.
Me too. Freddie De La
wasn't here?
Trinidad.
Yes.
Sherry Geeske, not here. Carl Johnson.
Yes.
Ray Larson.
Aye.
Rod Riley.
Yes.
Bill Robertson.
Yes.
Steve Schabacher.
Here.
Jonathan Van Laar.
Here.
Dave Wiltsey.
Aye.
Sherry Bartel. Here.
I'm assuming the here's were ayes.
We're all asleep.
Okay.
Aye.
We're